Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Personal Growth Talks podcast. I'm Jason, your host for today, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Julia.
Hello, everyone. We're so glad you're here with us today. Jason, this is such an important topic we're discussing. Building confidence to express your needs and desires clearly. I think it's something many people struggle with, but it's also a skill that can truly transform lives.
Absolutely, Julia. Expressing our needs and desires clearly is essential for healthy relationships, whether in the workplace, with friends, or even with family. But for many, it feels so difficult. Today, we'll break it down step by step. And we'll also talk about how you, our listeners, can start practicing this skill right away.
Exactly. By the end of this podcast, we hope you'll feel empowered to speak up, set boundaries, and communicate effectively without fear or hesitation.
Let's start by talking about why confidence is so important when it comes to expressing yourself. Julia, what do you think holds people back from being confident in stating their needs?
That's a great question, Jason. I believe one of the biggest obstacles is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being judged, or fear of causing conflict. Many of us were raised to think that speaking up might be seen as rude or selfish. But in reality, being clear about your needs is not only healthy, but it's also necessary.
That's so true. And the other side of this coin is self-doubt. People often think, do I even deserve this? Are my needs as important as someone else's? This kind of thinking can be so limiting. But here's the truth. Your needs are valid, and expressing them doesn't make you selfish. It makes you honest.
Exactly, Jason. And when you communicate confidently, you not only honor yourself, but you also make it easier for others to understand and support you. It's a win-win.
Okay, so we've established why confidence is essential. Now, let's dive into how to actually build that confidence. Julia, do you have any tips?
I do, Jason. First and foremost, you need to know what you want. Take some time to reflect on your needs and desires. What is it that you're hoping to achieve? Whether it's asking for help, setting a boundary, or voicing an opinion, clarity is key.
Yes, self-awareness is step one. Once you know what you want to say, practice how you're going to say it. This can be as simple as writing it down or rehearsing it in front of a mirror. Practice helps you feel prepared and reduces the anxiety of the moment.
Absolutely. Another tip is to use I statements. For example, instead of saying, "You never help me," you can say, "I feel overwhelmed and could use some help." This shifts the conversation from blaming to sharing how you feel, which makes the other person more likely to listen.
That's such a good point, Julia. And I'd add that body language matters too. Stand tall, make eye contact, and speak with a steady voice. These nonverbal cues show confidence, even if you're feeling nervous inside.
Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: fear of rejection. Jason, how do you think people can handle it when their needs aren't met or when someone responds negatively?
Great question, Julia. The first thing to remember is that rejection doesn't define you. If someone says no, it doesn't mean your needs are invalid or that you did something wrong. It simply means the other person isn't in a position to meet that need right now.
Yes, and I think it's also important to separate your worth from the outcome. Whether someone agrees with you or not, your value as a person doesn't change. Building resilience to rejection is part of growing stronger and expressing yourself.
Exactly. And don't forget to reflect on the experience. Ask yourself, what went well? What can I improve next time? Every conversation is a chance to learn and grow.
Jason, let's talk about small wins. I think a lot of people believe they have to be perfect at this right away, but that's just not true.
Oh, absolutely, Julia. Building confidence is a gradual process. Start with low-stakes situations. For example, if you're at a restaurant and your order is wrong, politely let the waiter know. Small moments like these help you practice speaking up without too much pressure.
And as you build confidence in those smaller situations, you'll find it easier to tackle the bigger conversations, like asking for a raise, setting boundaries in a relationship, or even sharing a personal dream.
That's right. It's all about progress, not perfection. Celebrate each step you take, no matter how small.
So, listeners, here's your challenge for this week. Think about one situation where you've been holding back. Maybe it's a need you haven't expressed or a desire you've been too shy to share. Write it down, practice how you'd say it, and then take that step.
And don't forget, it's okay to feel nervous. Confidence isn't about never feeling fear, it's about taking action despite it. You've got this.
We'd love to hear about your experiences. Share your stories with us in the comments or reach out to us on social media. Let us know how you're building confidence and expressing yourself more clearly.
That's all for today's episode of Personal Growth Talks podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Remember, your voice matters and so do your needs. Until next time, take care and keep growing.
Bye for now.